My friends, welcome back. We are going to look at the second page of the test review. Right now, we are dealing with a cone. So, this is our cone. What's the problem asking? It says, find the slant height of the cone. And y'all, I just want to go ahead and quickly mention that slant height, we use a cursive letter lowercase l. It looks just like that, okay? So, let's go back and take a look at this cone here. This segment here, that is going to tell us, or that shows us how tall the cone is. It's 15 inches. That's the height of the cone. That's the straight segment here, that straight line. Over here, this is not straight, it's slanted. So therefore, we call this the slant height. So I'm going to write that cursive letter lowercase l to indicate that's the thing that I want to find, the slant height. So if I look at this cone right now, I can see that we're dealing with a right triangle right here. That's a right triangle. There's a square there to indicate it's 90 degrees. So if I'm given two side lengths and I'm looking for that side here, that slant height, okay, seems like I'm going to be using the Pythagorean theorem. So, what do? Well, I'm going to write a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. And since this is across from the 90-degree angle, this is going to be c. So a is going to be 15, raised to the second power, plus b, which is 8, so 8 squared equals c squared. C is going to be L, so we have L squared. And now I'm going to go ahead and take the square root on both sides so that I can figure out what the slant height actually is. So L is equal to 17 inches. Okay, so that's our answer for number 10, 17 inches. 11 says, find the lateral area of the cone, and you're going to leave your answer in terms of pi. So when I see leave your answer in terms of pi, I know for sure circles are going to be involved, or in this case, we only have one circle. So I'm going to go ahead and use that formula chart again. It says, find the lateral area of the cone. So cone, there you go, cone. And lateral area cone, the lateral area is equal to pi RL. So L equals pi RL. So I gotta have the radius, I gotta have the slant height, and then we're gonna leave our answer in terms of pi. So we're gonna slap on this later on. What's the radius? Okay, so this is a circle. This is the center point. And, okay, well, that's 8. The radius is 8. So pi times 8. And then the slant height. Ooh, we already know what the slant height. We just figured that out. That's 17. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to multiply both the 8 and 17 together. Oh, where's my calculator? Ah, there it is. So 8 times 17, whatever that is, and then you're going to slap on the pi. That's going to equal to, so your lateral area, by the way, is going to equal to 136 pi. Since we're dealing with area here, we've got to put inches squared. And that's your answer. And now the surface area. Let's go back. We're going to use our resources here. The surface area of a cone is pi RL, which is the lateral area, plus the area of the base. We just need to find the area of the base. We're not multiplying by 2 in this case. Just find the area, and then we're going to add that to the lateral area. So L equals pi RL plus the area of the base. What's the area of the base? It's a circle. This is the base of a cone. It's typically a circle. It's always a circle when it comes to cones. So I'm gonna draw my circle here. Just kidding. I'm going to go ahead and draw an actual circle, not an oval. And we can see that, oh, the radius of that circle is 8. And I want to go ahead and find the area of that base, which is a circle. So the area of the circle form is what? So a circle equals pi r squared. So pi times 8 quantity squared, you get 64 pi. That's the area of the circle. Or this is now our capital B. So that's going to equal to, all right, what's pi r l again? Well, pi r l is 136 pi plus that B, which is 64 pi. And then I'm going to go ahead and add these two numbers and slap on that pi. So 136 plus 64 is 200. So 200 pi, we're dealing with area here, inches squared. Now, we're going to go ahead and move on to 13, the volume of the cone. Again, let's use our resources. So, okay, here's the cone. V is equal to 1/3 the area of the base multiplied by the height of the cone. Height of the three-dimensional figure here. So V equals 1/3 the area of the base multiplied by the height of the cone. All right, 1/3. What's the area of the base? 64 pi, yes? So it's 64 pi multiplied by the height of the cone. This is how tall the cone is. It's 15. So I'll put 15 there. Okay, we're gonna do 64 times 15. You got 960, and then I'm gonna divide that by 3. So, in other words, what's 1/3 of 960? 320. So, equals 320, don't forget that pi, 320 pi cubic inches. Alright, so we just figured out 10 to 13. We're going to go ahead and move on to this three-dimensional figure here. 14, find the slant height of the square pyramid. Alright, so what do I know? It's a square pyramid. Square pyramid. Super important. That means that the base of the pyramid is indeed a square. So when you have a square, y'all, that means that all the sides are congruent. All the sides are congruent. Alright, so here's my square. The base of the pyramid is indeed a square. So if this is 8, that means that this side here has to be 8 too. So 8 feet. Yes? Alright. Now, I gotta find the slant height. Gotta find the slant height. So, how tall is this little triangle here? Right? So we're gonna go ahead and put slant height, and I'm gonna connect that. There you go. Alright, so what do we see? This is 10 feet. This is, well, I don't know. That's what we're trying to figure out, right? The slant height. That is going to be our cursive letter L there. L. And then, how long is this? Well, if it's from the center to one of the sides of that pyramid here, well, if this is 8 and this is the center, well, I'm just going to be dividing by 2. It has to be, this thing here has to be 4. Has to be. So I'm going to go ahead and, actually, let's keep that. We're going to need that, I think. We're going to go ahead and draw that right triangle there. Yes, you can see that right triangle. We have 10 here. Yes, this is 10. That's 10. And then this is the slant height, and that's 4. Alright, Pythagorean theorem it seems like we're going to be doing here. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. A is going to be 10 squared plus b, that's 4 squared. And that's going to equal to our slant height squared. Take the square root on both sides, by the way. And let's see. I'm going to input the square root of 10 squared plus 4 squared. Oops, I didn't do a good job putting all that into my calculator, right? Alright, I'm gonna go with, so I have 10.77. Let's just say the slant height is going to be 10.8, okay? So 10.8, so the slant height is 10.8, that's one dimensional, slant height is one dimensional, so it's gonna be feet, just feet. Now, we're going to go ahead and get into this territory. It says, find the lateral area of the square pyramid. So let's scroll up. Pyramid, pyramid, pyramid. Okay. And the lateral area is 1/2 the slant height multiplied by the perimeter of the base. So, alright. What did we say at the beginning? Well, it's a square pyramid, right? So, if it says square pyramid, then the base of the pyramid is indeed a square. We'll get back to that. So let's write L equals 1/2 the perimeter of the base. So the perimeter of the square, by the way, multiplied by the slant height. So we know that all the sides are 8. So 8, 8, 8, 8. So the perimeter is going to be 32, because all I'm doing right now, I'm just adding up all the sides to figure out what capital P is. Capital P, once again, is the perimeter of the base. So the base is indeed a square. You look at the square, you add up all the sides. So what did I say? 32. 1/2 of 32 multiplied by the slant height, which is 10.8. We found that at the beginning, yes? Okay. So, I'm going to do, so 1/2 of 32 is 16, so 16 times 10.8. So you get 172.8 square feet. In other words, that's squeet. So that's 15. Now, with the... So number 16, it says find the surface area of the square pyramid. That means that we gotta include the base this time, the area of the base. And we can go ahead and confirm that with, or we can confirm that by looking at our formula chart here. So pyramid, surface area. You got the lateral area plus the area of the base. And I'm gonna do, okay, well, slant height is equal to, oh, I'm just kidding. What am I doing? The surface area is equal to the lateral area, which is 172.8 plus the area of the base. And it's a square. So the area of the square, so when you think area of the base is indeed a square. What's the area of the square formula? Alright, okay, so I'm going to go up. And should be right here. Square area. S squared. Side squared. So you're going to look at one of the side lengths of that square, which is 8. Raise it to the second power. So I have 172.8 plus 8 squared. So 172.8 plus 64. Let's add. You get 236.8 square feet. And there you go. That's number 16. Number 17 says find the volume of the square pyramid. Round your answer to the nearest 10. Alright, let's go up. The volume of a pyramid in general is V equals 1/3 the area of the base multiplied by the height. So let's write that down. V equals 1/3 the area of the base multiplied by the height of the prism. So we got 1/3 there. What's the area of the base again? Oh yeah, it's 64. Because the base of the pyramid, the shape of the base of the pyramid is a square. So what's the area of the square formula? It's, did I write it down somewhere? Well, it's over here. A equals S squared. So it's 8 squared, 64, right? And now what I gotta go ahead and do is figure out the height of the pyramid. Well, the height of the pyramid is the altitude. So it's from the vertex perpendicular to the center of the base of the pyramid. It's 10. So this is how tall the pyramid is. It's 10 feet. So 10. And then I can go ahead and just do 1/3 times 64 times 10. And what do you get? You get... Okay, so you got 213.3333 and so on and so forth. We're just going to go ahead and say 213 point... round to the nearest tenth, so 213.33 cubic feet. Alright, there you go. Now, number 18, it says find the surface area of the sphere. Going up, what's the surface area of the sphere formula? It's equal to 4 pi r squared. So surface area is equal to 4 pi r squared. So if r is the radius and this is what I'm given, the diameter is 6, r is equal to 3. So that's equal to 4 pi 3 quantity squared. So 4 pi 9. I'm going to multiply these two numbers. 9 times 4 is 36 pi. And don't forget the unit. It's centimeters squared. And then the volume of the sphere is that 4/3 pi r cubed. So V equals 4/3 pi r cubed. We said that the radius is indeed 3. So 4/3 pi times 3 cubed. So we have 4/3 pi times 27. And then I'm going to do 27 times 4. 27 times 4. Then divide that by 3. Okay? Once again, 27 times 4 into my calculator. Then divide by 3. So you should get 36 pi cubic centimeters. That's number 19. And that's the second page of the test review. Y'all, we are almost done.